What if Hinata was born an Uchiha and Sasuke was born a Hyuga?
Chapter 8. Hinata Retrieval Mission. After Tsunade was announced to be the fifth Hokage, everyone is happy that the legendary Sannin and granddaughter of the first Hokage returns and claimed her mantle and title fifth Hokage. At the hospital, after Tsunade heals Hinata, she's still very upset. She could not go out of her room and get some fresh air. She is just sitting on her bed, bedridden, and kept on thinking on her defeated by her brother. It made her furious. She was not strong enough to manage to fight him. Itachi still calls her weak and useless, and that made Hinata mad as she losing her sanity over her defeat by Itachi. Suddenly a knock on the door. Then Sasuke comes in and he brought food for her. Then Sasuke asked, "How you been?" Hinata did not reply. She just look at Sasuke but look away and look down very upset. Then Kakashi, Sakura and Naruto arrived to visiting Hinata. Sakura brought a fruit basket. Sasuke and Sakura beg Hinata to eat, so she needed to strength she need. Sakura feed her one piece of apple, but Hinata smacked her hand away. Refused to eat. Naruto even tried to call her out and talk to her. What she did to Sakura was wrong to smack her hand. Naruto says that Sakura was trying to feed Hinata. Naruto shouted at her and scolded for not talking or listening to Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto tried to ask what's going on and why Hinata is angry all of a sudden. Hinata refuses to eat her food and refused to talk to anyone. She is still mad and frustrated. She did not mind because she tried to hide her feelings and embarrassment. She is just being silent the entire time and look away. She would not say anything. Sakura was crying when her idol acts so rude and mean for smacking her hand and dropped the apple that Sakura was about to feed her with. Sasuke comfort her. Kakashi told them to just leave and give her space. Hinata is not feeling well. Hinata really needed some space for now. The visiting hours over and everyone are going home and left a food for Hinata. After they leave, Hinata picked up the apple and realized it was very selfish of her to be rude of herself. She feels so disappointing and it's wrong to pull a stunt. So she picks it up and eat it and it tastes good. She even ate her food that Sasuke left for her. She did not wanna be a burden to be careless and frustrated. She really needed to eat to calm herself down. After she eats all her food, she realized that it's wrong to look away and shunned herself, so she did not wanna be a burden and miserable. She realized what Naruto told her, that you cannot turn against your teams or you cannot rely on having a grudge on someone just to avenge something that would bring someone you loved. Killing someone in revenge is like a poison. It would consume her. You must be more humble, care and cooperate with your teammates and friends. It's very important to remind yourself and what's on your heart. So she understood Naruto. Hinata still has feelings for him, even she did not want to tell him that. Not yet. So after she daydreaming and clearing something in her mind and collect some things, she enjoys her food and just relax, doing therapy session to get some exercise and strength back. Weeks later, Hinata is now discharged and told everyone to apologize, and she was careless and angry after what happened. She apologized Sakura for smacking her hand. Sakura said it's fine. They all forgiven. At night, Team 7, Neji, Rock Lee and Sakura are enjoying at a sushi bar. Kakashi pays. Everyone enjoys their meal. Hinata watches them. They all enjoying their conversations and jokes and funnier moment. She realized that she have missed out her childhood life and she needed friends to comfort her, then her heart to be healed and recovered from the trauma she is suffering. Then before leaving, Sasuke liked to ask everyone to the stand that Sasuke Hyuga has now officially been promoted into Chunin. Everyone applause for Sasuke's promotion. Hinata was a bit smiling, but on this inside she felt like was not feeling well. After that they are going home. Meanwhile Hinata gets out of the shower, change clothes and get in her bed looking at the ceiling daydreaming what would have been like, and she have never felt so happy for Sasuke. What a happy motions Team Kakashi would have been like. Then she slowly closed her eyes and sleeps. Suddenly she wakes up and realized she was tied up, and a group of shinobi called the Sound Four are negotiating Hinata and tells Hinata that she must go to Orochimaru so that she could control her cursed mark and then she could surpasses her strength to help to kill Itachi. Everything plays out the same. Hinata would made a deal with Orochimaru so she could gain strength and grew stronger. But she realized she has friends. She did not wanna abandon them, nor she did not wanna the one person she remembers. Naruto. Hinata had no other options but to leave the village. Then they gave her some meds to contact her curse mark. Meditating then puts her to sleep and sealed her in a jar. Then fled the village heading to Orochimaru. Sasuke noticed that something's wrong. He witnessed 4 shinobi whom appear to be from the Sound 4 using his Byakugan. He noticed that they are carrying a jar and realized the 4 who are snatching someone. Sasuke warned Tsunade about the situation, that the Sound 4 have kidnapped someone and puts it in a jar that has seal tags. Tsunade contact all units. Sasuke now taking the lead the charge. He contact Naruto, Sakura, Neji, Shikamaru, Rock Lee, Choji, Shino and Kiba for an urgent mission. Tsunade announced that 4 shinobi who happens to be from the Sound Village are kidnapped someone and puts in a jar. Tsunade tells Sasuke that he is in charge. As Chunin, Sasuke would divide it into 3 groups. Each group would be partner up into 2 in each 3 groups. The Chunin would have 2 teammates. Naruto partner up with Rock Lee. Kiba and Akamaru with Shikamaru. Choji with Shino. Sasuke picks Sakura and Neji to the group. They all going off to save someone. They did not know that Hinata was taking to Orochimaru. They all encountered the Sound 4 each and the 5-member was included. Is Kimimaro fighting Naruto and Lee. Kiba, Akamaru and Shikamaru fight Saken and Uken. Sasuke, Neji and Sakura are fighting a genjutsu specialist named Tayuya and she summons 3 raged ogres. Choji and Shino faces off Jirobo and Kidomaru. Choji is with Jirobo while Shino is with Kidomaru. They all fight separately to save Hinata in a jar. Pretty much seems exactly the same, but oh. Apparently Kiba was killed and Akamaru is enraged to see his owner dead. Akamaru goes berserk and turned into a giant 2-headed wolves while mourn for the death of his owner and partner, killing Saken in the process. Meanwhile Shikamaru killed Uken and helps Kiba. But it's too late. He is dying. Kiba told one last request to give Shikamaru. Kiba gives his medicine to Shikamaru for Akamaru. That way Akamaru would calm down and turned back to normal. And Shikamaru did just that. Meanwhile Choji and Shino still fighting and they decide to think of a strategy. They decide to swap. Choji would fight Kidomaru and Shino with Jirobo, but big mistake. Shino was killed. Choji killed Kidomaru and Choji saw his friend died. He have unleashes the butterfly chakra mode and killed Jirobo. Choji mourns the death of Shino. He blames himself for switching and he is facing the guilt he had after the loss of Shino. Meanwhile, Sasuke, Neji and Sakura could not handle these demonic beings. They struggle to think of a strategy and it's hard to compromise. Sakura tried to use a mist technique to immediately cast a genjutsu. Sasuke and Neji did an 8 trigrams collaboration combo. 2 of the rage ogre are defeated. There's only 1 left. Suddenly the one last ogre is hold up Sakura. Tayuya said, if you come close, she'll die. Neji and Sasuke are hesitate. They are ran out of chakra to gain their strength after the fight with 2 different raging ogres each. They could not think of a strategy to save Sakura. Tayuya demanded to remove and dropping their weapons so that Sakura is safe, but Sakura replied, no, don't, it's a trick, don't list. The ogre covered her mouth to shut her up. They have no other choice, so they agree to drop all weapons. Then the ogre releases Sakura. She ran but something's wrong. Neji and Sasuke are shocked. See Sakura run towards them. Somehow Neji witnessed Sakura is smiling maniacally. He realizes that is not Sakura, it was a trap. Till it turns out that the Sakura they held captive was a clone, but somehow both are cast in a genjutsu. Neji and Sasuke were screaming in pain and suffering in agony, but in actuality they are trapped in a genjutsu. Sakura saved them. Then she releases the genjutsu and passes out. Sakura recovered them. Sakura comes out of the shadow and fight Tayuya. Then both uses genjutsu. Somehow Sakura could not think of a strategy to fight back. Tayuya have summoned many rage ogres. She is surrounded. Sakura had an idea. She summons her giant inner self to kill off all ogres and grabbed Tayuya and squeezed her until she dies. Back in the real world, they both woke up and tired. Tayuya snaps and transforms into her version 2 cursed mark form and she is about to stab Sakura. Suddenly Kankuro grabs her using chakra strings and Tamari fight Tayuya. The Sand siblings arrive to help the Leaf. Temari told Sakura to go back and help Neji and Sasuke to recover, but she refuses. She wants to help. They nod and agree. The three fight off to Yuya till Sakura stabs her in the back with Sasuke's sword. This results the death of Yuya. Sakura thanked Temari and Kankuro for their aid. Elsewhere, Naruto and Lee are still fighting Kimimaro. Suddenly, the jar has opened and turn out to be Hinata. Not just Hinata, she have successfully controls her curse mark version 2. She feels the urge and satisfying power she have gained thanks to the sound 4-5 for telling her that she would agree to join Orochimaru to train to gain much power and strength to kill Itachi. So Hinata run away. Naruto try to go after her but Kimimaro defend her so she could go to Orochimaru. Kimimaro uses the dead bone pulse jutsu to fight Lee and Naruto. The two of them could not stop him because he is too fast and strong. Suddenly Gaara arrived just in time to save them. Gaara told Naruto go after Hinata before it's too late. Gaara and Lee teaming up to defeat Kimimaro. The two have fought endlessly until Kimimaro coughing blood and realized he is dying. Then Lee prepares his primary lotus. Eventually Lee defeated him. Then Kimimaro dies in the process. Chapter 9. The Valley of the End. A few hours ago. The Sound Four are kidnapping Hinata but before she was putting in a jar they want to negotiating with her. Like in canon, they wanted to offering Hinata to join Orochimaru in the Sound Village to gain power and strength. The Sound Four told Hinata that in order to gain such strength and power, she must leave the Leaf Village, and go to the Sound Village to train under by Orochimaru, so she could find the way to fight against her brother. Saken said, "Do we have a deal?" Hinata thinks about it and trying to take time. She did not want to abandon her teammates and she did not want to break Naruto's advice to betray or turn on them. She had no other choice but to join and leaving the Leaf Village. Hinata had no other choice. She would replied, "Okay." And so, Hinata agrees to join Orochimaru. Then the Sound Four summons a wooden jar with seal tags. Before she enters she needed to take the medicine first and then she fell unconscious and the Sound Four prepares to seal her then Jirobo carries her and then they fled. Back to the present day Hinata is heading to the Sound Four and she have made it to the Valley of the End. She jumps to the other statue of Madara Uchiha. She have landed safely, but suddenly Naruto called Hinata out and shouts, "Hinata!" Hinata turns her head and heard Naruto's voice. They both talk no jutsu like in canon. Naruto trying to convince to come back home. But Hinata refuses. She wants to go to Orochimaru to seek help and train her to gain strength and power to become stronger and then one day she will gain the Mangekyo Sharingan and controlling her curse mark. Naruto trying to drag her back to the village but then Hinata resisted and trying to defected, and so they both fight. Hinata transforms into her curse mark version 2. She immediately beating up Naruto much faster. They both have fought each other for 1.5 hours. Suddenly she told Naruto to stay out of this, Naruto. "I don't wanna kill you," Naruto replied. "So do you." They continue fighting. The cloud is covering the sun. Thunder is making loud sounds which means it's about to rain. Naruto and Hinata are tired but Hinata would not give up. She wants to get out of the land of fire to heading to Orochimaru. Hinata pulls out her headband and put it around her head. Then she transformed into her version 2 curse mark. Naruto trying to hold her, grappled her on a chokehold but suddenly she felt a pain her right side of her back and pushed Naruto from behind. Somehow she grows an extra pair giant arm and acts like a shield and wing. And another arm comes put of her left back, she have unleashed her version 3 curse mark form. Then Naruto had no choice but to use the ultimate form. He starts up his version 1 cloak 9 tails form. He rapidly scratches her multiple times and did a fox stance and run towards Hinata at all fours. He tackled her. They both staring each other. The water drops from the sky. Rain is about to start falling. Lightning struck down from the ground. Naruto angrily tires and he would not give bringing Hinata back home. Naruto charge his Rasengan without a shadow clone, just to strike Hinata down. Hinata however, she weave hand signs and charges a Chidori to pierce Naruto on his chest. Both are about to charge their signature moves. They both used it and then exploded. Naruto and Hinata survived the explosion from using the Chidori and Rasengan. Naruto felt unconscious. Hinata survived the blast and wake up and she is about to charge another Chidori to finish Naruto off. She is about pierced his chest until she felt a flashback about all the good times she and Naruto had in common. Then she remembers his words yesterday that, you cannot turn against your teams or you cannot rely on having a grudge on someone just to avenge something that would bring someone you loved. Killing someone in revenge is like a poison. It would consume her. You must be more humble, care, and cooperate with your teammates and friends. It's very important to remind yourself and what's on your heart. Hinata realized what she have done. She slowly deactivate her Sharingan and her Chidori. She have regret herself for what she did to him. Hinata carries him and she puts him down on a nearby tree. She removed her headband off on her head and place it on Naruto's hand. She is crying and worries he may die, but she realized he is alive but he is just unconscious. Before she heads to Orochimaru's place, Hinata said to Naruto one last time she said, goodbye, Naruto-kun, then she kissed Naruto on the lips while he is unconscious. Both each touch foreheads, comforting him and then Hinata said to him, I love you, very sad moment, she now left. So Hinata heads to Orochimaru's place and train there to seek power and gain strength to achieving her goal to defeat and kill her brother. Hinata has now become a missing nin and she have made it to the Sound Village and she is being defected. Hinata enters the Sound Village and heading to Orochimaru's location. She agrees to train with him. But only one condition, she doesn't allow herself to take over her body and taking her Sharingan. Orochimaru understood. Meanwhile, Naruto was at the hospital, recovering from the fight. Everyone are recovered except two of them. Shino and Kiba have died. Sakura is the only member of Team Kurenai left. Naruto is upset and devastated for what he have heard. Akamaru however he survived but mourns for Kiba. Every all attended to the funeral of the two genin squads whom they perished during the retrieval mission. Choji apologized the Aburame clan for telling Shino to switching enemies. Shino's father patted his shoulder that it's alright. Shino's father was not mad at Choji. He tried his best to cooperate and saved him. Choji done the right thing but Choji felt he is still his fault. The guilt will haunt him and most of the Aburame clan members murmuring and judging Choji for failing to save Shino. Shino's father promised that everything is all good. He have forgiven him. Elsewhere Sakura holds Akamura and carrying him to Kiba's clan and give it back to Hana, Kiba's sister. Sakura said to take care of Akamaru but Akamaru would not stay. Akamaru run towards to Sakura and Akamaru holds her ankle and doesn't wanna live with Hana's place. Akamaru is scared and wanna live with Sakura instead. Akamaru feels he truly trusting Sakura since Akamaru felt her friendship with Kiba and Shino by his side. Hana realized that Akamaru felt very trusted at Sakura. Hana realized that Akamaru can stay with Sakura. But she refuses. She could not handle such poor puppy. Sume, Kiba's mom, arrived to stop by and witness it. Sume said that it's fine. Maybe Akamaru wants a friend to comfort so Akamaru would never feel lonely. Akamaru senses Sakura that she would be his legal owner since Akamaru smells the sense of Kiba's and Shino's leftovers within her since she is closed and being friends with both of them. Sakura is truly trusting to be Akamaru's new owner. Sakura could not think and she cannot decide. Sakura had no other choice. She accepts it to take good care of Akamaru. Akamaru is happy to be with Sakura. Hana and Sume are happy tears of joy that Akamaru would gladly be staying with Sakura. Sakura is ready to take Akamaru to her place. But before that, Sume gave Sakura a medicine for Akamaru's anger issues and a strange doggy treat that could gain strength to defend himself and transforms in Sakura. Sakura nod in understanding. And yet another medicines for his health treatment such as antibiotics and other supplements. Sakura and Akamaru are enjoying their daily life like ordinary dogs playing with their owners like man's best friend. Sakura would hope she would not let Kiba and his clan down and promise that she can take care of Akamaru. Naruto still recovering and told Jiraiya what happened. Hinata was defected and she goes off to Orochimaru. Everything plays out the same. Naruto begs Jiraiya to train, but not here. But somewhere far away from the village. He will promise he will come back to complete his training. Jiraiya agrees. A few months later Naruto is discharged from the hospital and he and Jiraiya are preparing their 3-year-long training. Jiraiya decides to leave the village, he could grow stronger and find a way to bring Hinata back home. So Naruto left. He said goodbye to Sasuke, Neji, Sakura, Lee, Kakashi, and Akamaru. Naruto will vow himself that he would train hard and grew stronger to find a way to bring Hinata back home. And so Naruto and Jiraiya left. Would that be a 3-year time skip? Chapter 10. Chunin Exams Retake. After Naruto and Jiraiya left, Sasuke went back home to the compound and there is a private discussion. Hiashi calls out Neji, Hanabi and Sasuke at the room urgently. The Hyuga elder have made their deliberation and their decisions that Sasuke has now been disowned and he is incapable to be the next heir of being the next head of the main Hyuga branch. Hiashi told that since Sasuke have promoted into Chunin, Hiashi and the Hyuga elder decides that Neji would be the one to be next in line to take his place as the next heir. Hanabi was shocked and disappointed, so is Sasuke. Though Sasuke doesn't mind because he regrets what had happened to his sister after opening the gates with a consent of using it. So Sasuke decide to be a shinobi and Neji would still remain as heir once more. Sasuke made his decision that he would get stronger and he would be a strongest Hyuga shinobi so he would defend Neji instead of Sasuke. Sasuke understood his father's and grandfather's decisions. Hanabi was sad that her big brother is no longer the heir for the position of head of the clan. Sasuke promised he will grow stronger to protect his sister and the clan. So Sasuke starts his training and with the help of Neji's support. They all spend time training each other like good times. And then Sasuke teaching Hanabi to be a shinobi and tutor her to study hard at the academy. So the 3-year time skip plays exactly the same like the original canon, but had slight changes. Hanabi have graduated to become a genin and Sasuke is proud of his sister. He even sorry for happened 3 years ago during their tryout training. Hanabi said, "It's okay. I forgiven you. But I am still mad why you avoided me." Sasuke was scared and he did not want to see her because of his shame and guilt. They both hug and forgiven each other. Then the Chunin exams retake still happened during the time skip where it was held between both the Leaf and the Sand Village. Sasuke was volunteer become the proctor of the first level of the exam, the written test. Everything plays out the same except for Team Kurenai since Sakura and Akamaru are the only members left after Shino and Kiba died. Everything stays exactly the same. After that everyone from the Leaf have promoted into Chunin. Meanwhile in the Sound Village, Hinata still training and trying to surpass her perfected lightning chakra and her fire style jutsu. She have killed 200 sound shinobis and 100 curse mark test subjects. Afterwards she grew tired but she would not give up so easily. She even befriended Suigetsu and Karen and then of course, she first met Jugo. Jugo was struggle to control his curse mark form. Though Hinata stops him and Hinata told Jugo that she will take Kimamaro's place as Jugo remembers before he died. Kimamaro told that one day, Hinata would take his place and Hinata will save him. They both gone for their separate ways and Hinata needed to take time to kill off Orochimaru, at least for now. She needed more time to train and getting rid of the snake. So Hinata continues her killing spree and training to grow stronger during the 3-year time skip. She would wait and take time to keep it low, so she would not be suspicious. She will wait when the time comes. Hinata will finally plan to kill Orochimaru and then she will plan her goal to kill Itachi.
Stay tuned for more what if stories.